Howdy folks, I'm Astute Aspen, avidly aspiring to act as an acerbic apple.
I'm Amber.
And here are more aspens for us to, acerbic apples for us to act like. Amber, what are we doing now?
We are doing fall leaves. So these are trees that have leaves that change color in the fall, in Maine at any rate.
Well, there you have it folks. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Buying a House $280,000 under market price that's quote unquote haunted without telling my wife? First off, let me say that I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in ghosts or anything that has no evidence behind it. My realtor found a house listed $300,000 under market value, which is basically impossible to find around here. It's supposedly haunted. It's on some of those haunted house websites, and people say that weird stuff went down there over the years. Personally, I don't believe in ghosts or haunted homes or etc., so I figured whatever. The house itself is awesome, it's in a great area with good schools, parks, and everything that we need for our kids. And with real estate prices shooting up, I thought that this was too good of a deal to pass up. I don't plan on moving out, but if I did, then it would be a great guaranteed profit to sell. I didn't tell my wife before I bought it because ever since I've met her, she's been telling me stories about how she's seen ghosts and lived in a house where her grandmother passed away and a haunted house. So yes, I already know that she wouldn't be okay with the whole haunting thing. So I just made the decision on my own and I used part of our savings, which she agreed on if we used to purchase a house. Now she's mad and anxious. What made it worse is that after I told her, she started talking to some neighbors in the area who said that it was haunted too. There's literally no evidence, no creepy stories that can be backed up, nothing. But now she's freaked out even more, worrying about the kids and what might happen if we move in. And on top of that, she's mad that I didn't talk to her before making the final call. Edit. Okay, apparently I'm the jerk. A jerk who quite literally just saved my family from paying 10 extra years of mortgage payments and set them up in an amazing high-income neighborhood with desirable schools. Alright folks, what do you think?
Yes, OP, you're definitely the jerk here, and he doesn't seem to get it. You made a unilateral decision on a house purchase that should be something joint, and you knew there was something about the house that was going to bother your wife significantly. It doesn't matter whether you believe in ghosts or not. It doesn't matter whether ghosts exist or not. The thing is, your wife believes in ghosts and does not want to live in a haunted house. And you knew this. And now, your home is supposed to be your safe space. She is going to be spending all this time worrying about her health and safety, the kids' health and safety, all because you decided that you wanted to make this unilateral decision.
I understand where OP is coming from here. I mean, I think that, the whole haunted houses and stuff like that are overblown and overhyped and stuff like that. I seriously don't really believe that there are haunted houses out there. And I don't think that I would object personally to living in a house that would be considered haunted because I don't think that I would see any ghosts personally. But there are a lot of people who feel very strongly about living in haunted houses or houses that are reportedly haunted, and that's their decision to make, right? You can't expose someone to a threat that they have not agreed to, right? And the thing is this, right? There's no way for me to prove that the house wouldn't be haunted, right? Or it's no way for OP to prove that the house isn't haunted. And, it isn't outside of the realm of possibility that haunted houses could exist, right? I personally don't believe it. I don't think I've seen compelling evidence for it, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't happen or doesn't exist. And I think that for OP to try to make that call for someone else is really wrong here, right?
Yeah, well, certainly. I mean, I think, first of all, if you're making a unilateral decision with, large amount of joint finances, 'cause he took money that would from both of their accounts to do this, that's not okay. But then on top of that, there's the whole ghost thing. He knows she's not comfortable. He knows it's going to stress her out. I don't know how he expected her not to find out the house was haunted.
Yeah.
Because, there's stories enough that the home was significantly reduced value. I also do not think he's going to sell it for as much as he thinks.
No, I actually kind of wanted to talk about that point there, right? I mean, I know he's like, oh, well, it's a guaranteed profit. Yeah, but you just bought it for $300,000 under market value, and you suddenly think that you're going to make a huge profit off of this house? I don't know about that, right?
Right. There's enough superstition around this house that they had to significantly undervalue it.
Yeah.
So I would be surprised if OP makes as much money as he thinks he's going to.
Yeah. So again, I actually think you brought up a good point, and I did want to talk about the financial aspect here because this is a lot of money for him to sink into a home without having both people sign on to it, right? And I mean, for any home purchase, both people should look at the house, both people should decide on the house. You can't just go and buy a house unilaterally and expect your partner to be happy about that unless you've given them explicit instructions that, yeah, go ahead, you do all the house searching. I'm not interested in that.
And even in that case, you need to take into account their preferences. And if you know there are hard no's for them, do not buy that house.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I don't want a house that has radon in it.
Yeah, well, and that's...
But it's got such a discount.
Yeah. Well, and like, again, he's not concerned about her mental health and well-being at all, which is, he's like, well, it's in a good neighborhood with good schools. It's like, yeah, but if she's stressing out and your kids are stressing out, it's not going to be good for anyone's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I could sell it, but then in his edit, it sounds like he's expecting to be here long term. It doesn't matter that they are upset and his wife is afraid of moving in.
Yeah.
He really doesn't seem to be concerned about anything but what he wants.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Octo Wings 13 says, not the jerk. Impossible to be the jerk for something that doesn't exist. Lol. Edit, you're the jerk. Changed my ruling based on lies from OP. And OP replied, tell me you're sheltered and never have been in a committed relationship without telling me that you're sheltered and never have been in a committed relationship. That's a weird response. And Dishonest Gandalf says, you knew that she would find out eventually. You knew it would bother her. You did it anyways. But also, everyone's in the wrong here because your wife believes in ghosts and would have passed on a great deal for no logical reason.
I don't think that makes her in the wrong, though. Like, I would pass on a ghost house, and I don't even fully believe in them.
And OP replies, yeah, I get it, but here's why I thought that it made sense financially. Because the house was $300,000 under market value, we're cutting our mortgage payments by a lot, and I mean a lot. With the extra money not going to our mortgage, we would have a lot of flexibility. We could use it for the kids' college funds, take some nice vacations, start saving and investing for our future more effectively. It's a big difference when you're not locked into 30 years of payments. That's what I had in mind when I made the decision. And Dishonest Gandalf says, and throughout all of that, your wife will be constantly anxious and imagining that she's seeing things and hearing things, and you'll have to hear all about it either forever or until you can get a different house or until she divorces you. And OP replies, I'm aware of that, but I weighed that against her constant anxiety about finances and making sure that our kids grow up in a good neighborhood with good schools. And can this AITA 1459 says, no realtor is going to sell a home $250,000 less than market unless something has gone down. You're the jerk for not telling your wife first. And OP replies, the home needs major renovations to the kitchen, bathrooms, plumbing, and landscape, which can all easily be done by me and my brother-in-law. We have the tools, equipment, and know-how to get it up to code in less than 2 years. Only outsourcing would be the electrical work, which would include a new panel and some breakers and some outlets to be rewired.
Oof.
Well...
haunted or no, I don't want that house.
Hey, the house is falling apart, but I got it at a great price.
Right, like I was like, wow, it's impressive the ghost drove the price down that much, but then it's like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, no, this is actually a real piece of work. The OP wants to flip this house, is what it sounds like. Well, and I think in that point in time, that isn't a matter of, like you said, this house hasn't been driven down by the fact that it was haunted, right? This price has been driven down by the fact that it's in serious disrepair. What else is going to be wrong with it? How much money is this going to cost to fix? Mm-hmm. This sounds like a money pit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope that you have a good friendship with Tom Hanks is all I can say, because you're going to be at least 2 weeks away from having this house finished at all times. Old prophecy says, sometimes unseen mold affects people in ways where they begin to hallucinate and hear things. I would do one more thorough inspection before you move in. And OP replies, there was molding underneath the toilet and shower, but that's easy to fix compared to the price tag knockoff. That's only in one bathroom out of the 4 on the property, so it's not like it would even hinder our ability to live comfortably while I'm fixing it up. There may be more mold than what OP realizes here.
This is becoming horror movie territory for me now. And he's expecting them to live in the house while they're fixing it up.
So they're literally going to be living in a house that's being repaired. I think she's maybe more mad about all of that.
I'm wondering if she even knows at this point in time if he's just going to move them into a house that's a wreck and be like, but it's in a good school district and it has so much potential.
I have personal experience knowing that kids make great child labor to help building and repairing house. From my own childhood.
I feel so bad for OP's wife. He stole her money and sunk it into this.
Oh no, this is terrible. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my girlfriend, who is in my electrical computer engineering program, that I thought that most of the high maintenance girls will drop out or change? I am in my first semester of college in electrical computer engineering, and my girlfriend from high school is also in the same program. I had been told engineering is a sausage fest, and honestly, I was kind of surprised because there are more girls than I expected. More plan to select the computer engineering specialization than electrical, though, still less than the dudes. I noticed that about half of them are high maintenance types, always showing up with makeup well done, nails done, etc., and half are the opposite and show up in a hoodie and jeans. I mentioned to my girlfriend, who is on more of the latter type, that I'm ready to bet a pretty high maintenance ones will drop out by the 3rd year or adapt and not have time to do their makeup before class. I have talked to seniors who said the program is very challenging. However, my girlfriend got upset at me because she said that she was actually thinking of changing her style a bit and putting more effort into how she dresses for school. She does dress up, but not usually for class. Am I the jerk here? I wouldn't have said it if I knew she would change her style. Alright folks, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Opie, I think it was entirely unnecessary and a very kind of sexist take on this. Like, there's nothing about dressing up that makes someone, inherently less likely to succeed. Like, I wonder if, there were dudes showing up in suits or like, button downs or something nicer than like sweats, if OP would have like the same reaction, or is it just women he has this reaction to?
I'm sure, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to speculate on that or not. I'm probably pretty sure that you're probably right there, but it's difficult to know for sure, right? I mean, I have, taught some computer science classes, and in general, people don't necessarily dress up, but I also, wasn't paying attention to a whole lot of the students, but I don't think that it would really matter for dressing up or not as to whether or not they would be successful in the program.
Yeah, well, it's a really weird take, and it's the idea that attractive women are less intelligent. It comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
And because like I've been in graduate STEM programs, and I feel like, in physics it was like kind of 50-50 still. There were like, there were some women who put a lot of time and effort into their looks, and there were others who didn't. And I actually switched, like I was sweatshirts and jeans for like most of my academic career, and then my last year I started dressing up a little more because I wanted to, and it made me feel better, more professional. So there's nothing about makeup or nice clothes or styled hair that makes someone less capable of succeeding in STEM.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's really what it boils down to. I think that he needs to just keep his judgments to himself and worry about himself passing his own classes. They're going to be challenging enough without, talking about people behind their backs. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And another typical comment says, you're the jerk for stereotyping women who wear makeup and do their hair. You think just because they like doing their hair and makeup, they won't make it through the program? Those two things aren't related in the slightest. Are you planning on completely giving up any of your hobbies to finish the program? Doubtful. Besides, those women might be smart and competent enough that the program won't be as difficult for them as it was for the people that you talk to. And OP replies, I didn't say that. I also said that they might just stop dressing up as much as they have less time and maybe get to it again when they graduate. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for sending my girlfriend a joke picture after she kept having dreams of cheating on me with other people? This is from a throwaway account because my girlfriend knows my Reddit. I'm a 35-year-old male and my girlfriend is a 30-year-old female of nearly 2 years, seems to have regular dreams of her marrying other people or of her cheating on me with other people. This has happened 4 or 5 times now, and she tells me about it each time. A few days ago, she had a dream where she made out with another man, who she says was or resembles a man that she sees every day at our local coffee shop, in front of me, which was revenge for me going on a double date in her dreams and kissing another unknown woman. We joked about it over text and in person, although I don't know whether to be concerned about the fact that she keeps having dreams like this. In the past, she's dreamt of marrying other people and marrying other people because I did not show up to a wedding. She has had similar dreams last night of marrying someone else because I did not show up to our wedding. In her dreams, I always do something to justify her then cheating on me immediately. Yesterday, I was on the phone with her while I was walking outside and I saw a rodent that had passed away on the sidewalk. As a joke, I took a picture of it while I was on the phone with her and I sent it to her with the caption, "Let this be a warning to you if you ever cheat on me," which followed with us still joking about it and talking over the phone. I told her that I saw the rodent. I thought that she would see it as part of the jokes where we were sharing about her dream, and then the fact that she keeps having dreams about marrying other people. But this morning, she told me that I was the jerk, and her friends have told her that she should be fearful that I sent her that picture, and I was a psychopath for reacting that way and sending a picture just because she was telling me about her dreams. I told her that it was obviously part of an ongoing joke, and she should not overthink it, and she threw her glass of water in my face and said that I was being disrespectful. She's now saying that she cannot trust me and doesn't feel safe around me because of this picture that I sent. And she is contemplating whether we should be together. I really don't want her to leave me, so am I the jerk for sending her this picture? Edit, I showed my girlfriend this post and the comments, and she threw another glass of water in my face and said that I'm the jerk for trying to get support and looking for justification about my actions on Reddit. She's also contacted my parents and her parents to tell them about my actions. I have no idea what to do, and things are spiraling out of control. Alright folks, what do you think?
Yes, OP, you're the jerk. I mean, certainly the girlfriend shouldn't have thrown water on him. That wasn't nice. But what's the joke here? It sounds to me like you're insinuating that she's going to end up like the rodent if she actually cheats on you.
Yeah.
And threatening people is not a joke. It is abuse, plain and simple. And so I don't see the humor in it. I can understand why she wouldn't see the humor in it. And instead of owning up that you made it said something very hurtful, you went to Reddit to try and get people to support you.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that it can't be understated that the picture was of a dead rodent, and he said, if you cheat on me, you'll end up like this rodent, dead, right? That's what the joke was here, right? And I think that was, well, maybe, like, sometimes we say things, and they're in our heads better than what they come out. And when you say it, you realize, maybe that was in poor taste. Maybe the way I've said this didn't come out the way I was expecting it to. We all have those moments, right? And I think that it was a monumental lack of judgment to, send something like that to her. But his reaction should have been immediately like, this didn't come out the way I thought it was. I was just joking about your dreams, right? I'm sorry, it came across that way. But he is instead doubling down and being like, it's no big deal that I made a joke about killing you if you cheated on me, right?
Right, and that's my biggest problem with this, is that he seems to not have any problem with threatening her over, like, even if she had actually cheated, you don't get to threaten to kill people.
Yeah.
Like, that is not okay. If he's feeling insecure about these dreams, he can, one, ask her to stop talking about them. What people dream about doesn't necessarily mean anything about their actual life. Like, I have some really strange and wild dreams, zombie apocalypse all the time, and doesn't mean that zombies are going to come and get me.
Yeah.
They're not a sign of people's hidden desires all the time or anything like that. But if he's feeling insecure, he could, one, go to couples therapy, discuss his insecurities. Two, ask her to stop telling him about them if it's the talking about it that's upsetting him. But don't threaten people.
Well, I do think that couples therapy might be a good idea in general to kind of work through maybe individual and couples therapy for her to, work through some of these feelings, because maybe she doesn't feel safe or secure in this relationship and her subconscious mind is telling her this, right? Yeah, or maybe she feels some kind of jealousy in the relationship, or that she's missing out on other relationships. So I do think that it might be worth for her to go to counseling, maybe even see, talk about whether or not she has, complicated feelings about the relationship. But again, it may be nothing too, right? And it could just be that she has dreams like this and it doesn't mean anything at all. But again, I think that OP needs to apologize to his girlfriend and, not double down on saying these things or, justifying it. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. But folks, let's hear what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Certified Drama Llama. I think that works. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a joke.
What do we want? Race car noises. When do we want them? Meow.
I mean, that wasn't too bad. I mean, it was okay. It was squarely okay. And I have Earl Grey. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Spectacular Saturday, folks. I hope your Saturday is off to a spectacular start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please have a headline for a newspaper.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Local man sunk by his haunted house. Didn't know what he was getting into.
I agree. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!